Hey, what's up, Dean? Z Performance. Back working on Sen's car. So, uh, yeah. So today I mounted the ECU, tucked it under the fender with the plugs facing out, got all that in, and then I ended up, because my brain doesn't work right, basically, I ended up peeling the entire harness apart to pull the two fan wires out so they come directly from the ECU now instead of all the way back here. And then I took all the OBD wires, pulled them back, put them in this loom that I had already heat shrunk. So put that under the clamp and got that ran through the firewall. Pushed the fuse box down to here. I can't mount it yet because I still need the terminals. But it'll give me an idea. I mean, I could mount it temporarily, and then I can run the fuel pump wire, at least get that done, which I will do. And then I got the AC wires to do, which are still hanging over the fender. Now that's the only thing hanging over the fender, other than tools. But so yeah, so these two aren't used, and then these two are ground, battery positive, and this is the goes to the AC switch, which I got the diagnostic or the diagram for it, and I believe that these two blacks are like a ground, and these two are high and low that go to that blue wire. I have to look at the diagram, whatever. And then I started inside the car now. And first thing I did was, other than pull that loom in for the OBD and the gauge wires. So that's this loom here comes through the firewall. Now the hole is pretty well filled up. So that comes here, and it's decently long. I'm probably going to end up going through the loop. So if you remember the other video, there was that bundle of wires. Well, because I can't leave things alone, I ended up pulling the entire bundle out. And that is this bundle right here, which is just an absolute pile of wire. And there was more. The two pieces up there are actually one length from these butt connectors up to the ECU plug. So it was, a foot longer of wire. So now I made it to where this is shorter. It still has some slack in it. You always want to leave a little bit of slack in case you have a problem, but it's a lot shorter. So now I have to deal with this slew of wires, which isn't nowhere near as bad. This is a lot of wires. There's 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wires just in this pile right here. And there's, I don't know, 6, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, there's just as many. But yeah, and then there's this purple one that runs back across. So I don't really know what's going on there. Maybe that's a power or something. I don't know. But these are the cables going out, and they are tangled up and just a mile long. Like, that's crazy how long they are. It comes, they're long, like very, very long. Like, that's got a big loop in it, and I'm still almost to the back of the door. And that's got a little loop in it. So I'm going to get all of this stuff cut down, shortened up, and then I'm gonna put, I think what I'm gonna do is pull this screw off, put a P-clamp on here for all of these wires to sit up in, and then over here where the factory loom like holder is, I'm gonna loop everything through that, and then it'll just come across to here, so it'll have a little bit of slack in it. Then I'll fix the heater hoses, and that'll pretty much be done with this side of the car inside, which I could pretty much get everything done inside the car today. I just can't get the outside done because I don't have those specific MetroPack terminals. Yeah, here's the other wire. It's actually, it's like closer to 2 feet. Yeah, like I was saying, it's like, that's a lot of extra wire. There's more wire I'm going to cut out of there. So I had to pause. I got interrupted, but pretty sure I went over pulling those out. So what I did was, I forgot where I left off, first of all, but I came over here and I mounted the relay against the radiator core support, and then just started tying the wiring in. So I went through the fuse box and the relay box, and I believe the last 3, I know for a fact the last 2 are for relays, and I think the third one up is one of the relays. So number 1, yeah, is a battery feed. So I tied that into the battery feed on the relay. That's the orange wire. The orange wire here is the battery relay for the intercooler pump. So that's on number 1, which their wire, they had a 7.5 amp fuse, like an inline fuse. So it's on a 10 amp. I could swap the fuse for the 7.5 amp. It's not a big deal. And then I jumped down to number 4 for the key on source. So that's this pink one here. And that eliminated, and then I shortened up the actual plug to the pump. This like EV1 style plug. So the red and the black that go up to the relay. So everything is shortened up, tucked in there nice. I'm still waiting on those terminals to get here, and some wire, some spools of wire. But here's the red and the black just from the intercooler pump. You can see that's probably 18-20 inches of wire. It's a good bit of wire. So that's gone. Here's, I know there's more. The other fuse, yeah, I don't know, there's more. But so that's I'm trying to do is condense the wiring down. I still have to do the intake air temp sensor and then get rid of these 2 plugs, which I believe this is a Gen 4 cam sensor, so it would go like on the front cover, and this is a mass airflow, like a newer style with the intake air temp sensor over here, the cream and purple. We have the same cream and purple here, and I did a continuity test, and those 2 definitely lead to that plug. So I can eliminate these 2 back up in here. I'll eliminate them, and then I will pull the cream colored one back as far as I can anyways. I'm hoping to catch it over there in the corner, and then I could just pick it right out of the harness closer to the map sensor. So the map sensor plug is here, so I'm hoping to be able to pick that wire out like somewhere right in here, or on that side. This side would be a little bit easier, and then just kind of string it up and in with some loom on it and stuff, and then that'll take care of that stuff. Yeah, I'm going crazy. That'll take care of all that. The knock sensor can go down below. So it's not sticking up like a sore thumb. That's there. I also grabbed the oil pressure sensor. That's on the seat right there. So I'll get that in and brought into the firewall on the driver's side and up to the Dakota gauge piece. But I'm going to jump on finishing up the wiring in here. Get all of this done so that when I do get those terminals and the spools of wire that I need, I could actually finish everything else out there. I might do the intake temp sensor. I don't really know. I wasn't supposed to go inside, but then I ended up inside, and then I was back outside. So I kind of going a little bit crazy. But I want to get tomorrow, by the end of the day tomorrow, I want to have all the wiring that I could possibly do done, 100%. And then all I got to do is get the terminals, stab those wires in. So I'll have all those in place. Be able to just stab the wires in and go from there. So I think it's at a good point. You know, I get carried away doing, you know, extra, I guess. But I just don't like kind of half of it looks the way I want it. And, you know, not saying that this is preferably the way I would do it. I'm not in love with it. It looks neater, way neater than it was bunched up down there. Plus now he has heater lines, which I still have to fix those. But this is for his budget. You know, this is kind of what I have to spend. This is what I'll do. Or, you know, then I get into redoing everything. Like all the heater wires, I didn't have to redo all those, you know. But I can't leave it. I saw it. I can't leave it. So I want everything neat and nice, and something that he could be proud of is something I could be proud of. People see, you know, if you do half the job, people see that and they don't understand like you did what you could within a budget. They just see who did your wiring. You know, Sear Performance did my wiring. Well, why did they leave this and this and this and this and this? Or they don't even ask the question. You know, they just kind of and walk away. So I'm not that person to leave things undone. I mean, there is a limit on what I will do, but I like wiring. I really, really like wiring because it's like a fine detail that a lot of people don't fully notice unless it looks absolutely spread out like a pile of spaghetti. But yeah, I'm just plugging away. But long-winded video, but another long-winded video. So for today, that's it. Appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of new videos, and leave me a comment. Have a good weekend and holiday, but we'll be back.